Hey, what is happening, everybody? So in this video, we're going to be digging into memberships. What are memberships? Memberships are courses or training or education places where you can teach people things about stuff. So I'm going to walk you through some specific strategy first, and then we're going to jump into actually technically building something out in real time. With this process here, I'm going to be sharing with you some tools that I'm currently using right now, primarily AI, to help this process. So if you have an idea about what you're, about putting together a product or teaching somebody something about something, then follow along and I'm going to walk you through. So we're using, first off, I'm going to start off with some of the tools that we're using and then jump into strategy. So pardon my mug here. So first off, the tools that we're going to be using Agnetflywheel. This is where we're going to be hosting our content. This is, where all the pre-recorded videos are going to live. And this is, if you're not familiar, if you haven't dug into this, this is an asset that you can have that you can feed people information in a structured, organized format over and over and over again. So we're going to be using Agnetflywheel to host our content. Then we're going to be using, now there's a couple, obviously you have like PowerPoint, but I'm not a big fan of Microsoft products, so I use Google Slides or Canva. I've been a big, Google Slides person, but more and more I've been leaning in towards Canva as a presentation stuff, just because it has some additional functionality and features with editing and stuff, and it's just a little bit more user friendly. And then we're going to get into screen recording. Right now I'm recording this with Loom. It's a very, very user-friendly tool. There's plenty of other screen recording tools out there. You can Google screen recording tools. But this is something I use. Something else this is very, very cost-friendly is like Screencast-O-Matic or like ScreenFlow on your own. Like if you have Mac, I believe that's already pre-built into it. But I'm recording this right now with Loom. Now, writing the content, creating the content, we're going to actually use ChatGPT and a software called slidesai.io. I literally just started using this stuff. So I'm remaking some of this content right now to kind of update and teach and train because we are in the context of making this video. We actually just started creating a bunch of like first-time homebuyer courses or just courses and membership areas that our clients can use and implement and deploy in their own business. So I'm actually going to walk you through, how to do some of that, and then really dig into the step-by-step how to use memberships in Agnetflywheel, and that's going to get a little bit more techie. Now, in regards to that, we're going to cover products, which is like the course area where all the information is going to be housed, our offers, and a lot of this stuff is going to make a little bit more sense as we start to dig into, but the offers are going to be, is this a free product? Are we selling this? And then settings, this is basically just, what's the URL, how we're naming it. If somebody signs up for our course or our membership, how do they access it, password, login, that type of stuff. So, I'm going to jump right in and we're going to get right. All right. So what does this actually look like? Well, you're looking at it right here. This entire thing was created using the tools that I just walked you through. So ChatGPT and the slidesai.io. Now, one of the things that, I'm talking about everything from, formatting to images to, it's even pulling in like 1040, pre-approval images. So it's pretty freaking smart. So with that being said, I'm going to walk you through practically what I did for formatting. And I'm going to show you one thing first so that makes sense. Now, the way we access this internally in here to build it out. You're going to go to extensions. After you do that add-on thing that I showed you, you're going to go to extensions, slides, and they have a description of this on their product, and then generate slides. Now, one of the things that I'm going to show you right now that we need to take into consideration as we're using this is the number of slides that it's going to create. So we kind of got to work backwards from the content that we have and how many slides we're going to need. So as an example, when I started out, that's one of the things that I asked for in the beginning was, can you write a bullet point summary of just the main topics? So I took these main topics here to begin to frame out the structure of the course itself. And then in here, I said, okay, well, I know that there's 6 main topics there. I'm going to do 6 slides. And then I did educational for the presentation type. I'm not sure. I haven't tested out any of the other ones, but I'm sure it's just like different formatting there. So 6 slides to do that. And then I worked backwards to expand on the content. So we have the main core topics, and then each one of the individual subtopics. So we have the introduction to the home buying process. So there's A, B, and C. So from what I did from here is I took we have the main topics, the 6 main topics, and then I wrote, can you expand items 1, A, B, and C? And then it, give us this, detailed breakdown of each one. And then same thing here. Can you expand on item 2, A, B, C, and D? So it gives us all this here. And here's where we're going to want to, and this is a perfect example of this is kind of a lot of content, right? So we may want to do more than one slide for this. We may want to break down. If you're a lender, this may be a really, expanded, elongated topic where you may want to talk about each one of these. So you may want to just copy this and say, hey, I want to do 1, 2, 3, each one of these individually and a little bit more in depth. So the way we do, just kind of walking you through my process. So we did our 6 core main topics, and then expanded on that. So here's a summary of the first topic, introduction to the home buying process. And then we have so there's introduction to the home buying process, and there's A, B, C, and D. So that was this section here. Can you expand on this? So I did, can you make 3 slides based off of this content here? So we have the A, B, C, and D. And that is going to be, steps in buying a home. So bulleted out all this. The financial preparation, bulleted out that. And then the role of the real estate agent. So we took the summary and then expanded it out a little bit further. So we just kind of repeat that process of taking the content. I would probably, start out with a fewer slides and then expand as necessary based off of what your how many you need from that process. So here's the next one, getting pre-approved for a mortgage loan. There's understanding the mortgage types, determining affordability, and the importance of a good credit score. So one of the things when you create these, it is going to go to the very end of the thing as you're doing it. So you just want to go back and grab it and move it up into place, which Google Slides, you just kind of slide it around, nice and easy. So structuring your information, structuring your content that way, you should be ready to rock and roll. Now, with that being said, I'm going to jump into actual training, how to step-by-step build out an actual course in Agnetflywheel. All right. So on this portion of the video, we're going to be jumping into actually building things out in the memberships in Agnetflywheel. We're going to be covering the products, the course area. That's where we're going to be hosting the videos, the offer, setting, workflow, and context. So I'm going to jump right in and we'll get to it. All right, so for a little bit of context and lay of the land, we are inside our Agnetflywheel account, and we are at sites, and then we're going to be in the membership area. So dashboard, it's really basic. It's just going to give you some general high-level stats. Where we're going to be spending most of our time is going to be in products, offers, and settings. Analytics has got some cool stuff too, but not super duper important on the front end. But this is pretty cool because you can see progress reports and things like that, which is awesome at scale. Now, so with that being said, I'm going to jump right into start off with the settings. Then we're going to come back and do products and offers. Hopefully some of this stuff is going to make sense, and it will compound and build on top of each other. So starting off at the top there, settings. This is just some basic core housekeeping type stuff. When you start off and you create you're creating a membership account, and this is where the links you're going to be using, the welcome emails, all that cool stuff that we want to get into. So starting off with site details, I'll just kind of work our way through here. Site details, and so we have our site info, the branding, and the builder settings. So starting off at the top here, site info, title. Now this is going to be your name, your company name, just general basic information. Then we're going to have a subdomain here, and you can name this whatever you want. It's going to have like a default thing that you can have here, but you can change that up to whatever you want. Now, I will show you where you can make a custom domain if you want to do that, but it's not necessary. Support contact information, so if you want to have a support email, support phone number, and then a magic link. This thing's pretty cool because it's going to use the user email if they registered, and they literally just have to click on this and they'll just automatically be logged in. If you're a member of ours, you'll notice that when you click on this link right here in the training, it's just automatically going to log you into your training units. So we have then you come down to your branding. Now, as previously mentioned before, if you recommend, like if you're using like Canva, is a great product to be able to like size up and add logos. Don't get bogged down with stuff like this if you're really just pushing to make stuff. So it's going to give you all the dimensions here. You can select and upload stuff, the favicon, and then down here is going to be the download button. This will allow your users and yourself to download directly from the course if you want to do that. So depending upon what content you have, you can have it either on or off, and it will give your users and yourself the option to download directly from the site itself. All right, so moving right along, we're going to go to custom domains. Now, this one is you don't have to do this by any means, but you can. I'll show you an example of what it would look like if you did. But essentially, you just plug in your domain, whatever you want to use as your domain, and it is going to it will have the subdomain that we talked about on the previous video. You'll use that in place of that. Now you do need to go to your domain provider to be able to set this up. So there's detailed instructions on like domains and domain connecting if you want to jump into that on a separate video. But this is where we would do that there. And then to give you an example of what that looks like. So rather than using this subdomain and that link right there, it would look something like this, where it's going to be like subdomain or whatever domain that you want to use, and it could be anything that you want it to be, but you can send people directly to that. It's going to have that, and it's not going to have any of the longer drawn out like membership that stuff there. So it's just a little bit cleaner, but not necessary by any stretch of the means. Then we're going to jump into email settings. Now by default, you're going to have there's a pre-built send out welcome email that's going to have a login and password preset for people. Now, if you want to do that, you just turn this on, and then you have the option of sending out drip emails. So this is anytime like you add new content or there's new information added to somebody's account, it will just send them a notification. So maybe you're having some sort of like certification or like 12-week program and you're just adding stuff in as you go. That's how that would work. And you can turn these on or off depending on what you want. Now, if you can create your own custom welcome email and pick from a template in here. But the pre-made ones are totally sufficient and good to go. We do a little bit more advanced stuff, but if you're just getting started, the canned ones are perfect. So we have our site details, our custom domains, our email settings, and then we're going to jump into app settings. This is something that is really, really cool. And I'll give you, to give you an idea, this gives your users the ability to download this as a app on your phone, and they can access, and it's just super duper clean. So if they ever come in and let's say you take this link and you click on this in your on your phone, it's going to prompt you to save this app on your phone. So it's really, really cool. You can name it, add your images, your app icons and stuff, pick out a color palette, and it just looks really, really clean. So something kind of cool and fun to play around with. And this is the enable PWA, and that's what that would happen there. So that's pretty much it for settings. So we have site details, custom domains, email settings, and app settings. We're going to jump into products here, and this is pretty much like the meat and potatoes of everything that we're really going to be getting into. Now, this is a relatively new location that we are building stuff out in. So I'll open up something here to kind of give you a lay of the land, so you can kind of have just a general idea of what we're working with, and then I can come in and create a new one from scratch. So I'll click on this here, and this is the structure of the membership here. You can always come to like do a preview, but this is everything in here's like drag and drop. So let's say you have something here, but you want to move it down to a different spot. You can do so there. Some functionality here. You can preview. You can edit this. You can also, let's say, hey, I don't want this to be people to access this right now, or it's not ready. You can put it into draft mode. You can lock it. If you lock it, basically what this is like you can have people they have to complete a certain, complete this before you have access to, the next video type of a thing. You can unpublish entire sections. So let's say you're working on stuff, you can do draft. So at this level here, you can put things on draft if you're not ready, or you can drip it out. Now, when you do a drip content, this is based off of a time frame where you want it. So let's say you don't want to overload people with all the information right away, then you would do that. So it's like, hey, this is a 6-week home buyer, preparedness thing. Week number 1, we do this. Now we do week number 2, and we drip out, the next week. So that's how you would use that type of functionality there. And so with that being said, I'm gonna click on this, and this is the main unit right here. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Now when we click in there, it's going to have all of the different sections that we have under this category. So we have this category here, and this is the parent or the content for this here. You can add in an image, thumbnail image. Again, at this, you have some of the same type of functionality here, just a different user interface. And same type of thing, you can move stuff around here. If you want to put in a description, and then as we come in, and you can edit, the different units from each section. This is mostly just like a container. So this category is going to be, a container. So you could have, in the context of this home buying process that we were going over earlier, it could be, just this introduction to the home buying process could be that first unit there, introduction to the home buying process. Then you're going to have, A, B, C, and D type of a deal. Now, with that, I'm going to jump into one of these here and kind of click on this. Now, you can upload your videos right into here. You can remove these videos. Let's say you don't have the right one that you want. Publish in draft. You can add in an image directly from here. If you have downloadable files, maybe you have like a checklist or something, you would add that on right here. Now, there's the title of the section that we're here, and this is the category that it is in. And down here is going to be the body. Now, you can pretty much do anything that you want here. You can write in code. You can put links. You could actually take this video, if it's an iframe, and you could pop it in down here. Now, if you have some more content that you'd want to link out to here, or a more like detailed description of this video, this is where you could do it. So it would be, an explanation, a bullet point, a summary, something along those lines. You can have that right there, and it will, when you're previewing it, let me click on this and it'll kind of give you an example. That's going to show up down here when you're looking at it. Now, I'll back this up a little bit because this view itself is going to be a little bit different, and I can kind of give you an idea when we jump into the different types of or creating a new one to show you some examples of that there. So while we're here, so this functionality is it's pretty much the same throughout all these different things. So don't need to continue to go over, but it's drag and drop. Let's say you make something and you want to move things around. You're like, okay, I like this, but you know what? Logically, this is going to make more sense up here. Or I made this in chronological order, whatever it is. You can move things around. You can move the different sections around as well in here. So if you want to take this and drag it down to that section, you can do that as well. Now, I'm going to jump into some of the more stuff up here, and some of these things are going to be, attached to different components that we're going to jump into. So the details here, this is some of the main stuff with this section itself. So again, this is like the main header, the image in the course that we're looking at, and the title of the course, the description of the course itself there. You can customize things, heading, instructor. So this is the image if you want to do that, like who's this taught by, the instructor. You can do the name there, title, bio. If you want to get all fancy with everything, you can certainly do that. And then if you have your logo and favicon for this specific course. Now we have your main one where it's like your access to everything, and then your individual courses that can stand alone by themselves. Now here's where the different types of courses that like the visual user layouts will lay. And right now we are using this one here, and I think that's just it'll give you the preview of that there. So as an example, I'll preview this here just to kind of give you an idea of what it would look like if we were to use this type of format. So just really, it's just kind of a matter of like picking what you feel works best for what you like the most. You're like, hey, I like the layout of this. I like to be able to like scroll through here. As compared to this one, this is like this running side. You got a video there you can go through. So there's no right or wrong answer, but you have the option of picking out the different types of customization and how it visually appears. So we have our products. That's really what we just went over there. The customization of the different types of things. The next big thing to jump into is going to be offers. And offers is, if you're planning on selling it or setting it for free, but also it's a gateway of how people get into things. So you can click over here to get a list of all of your offers. You can click on here to see the actual offer itself for this individual product here. So you have your title, price, you can edit, and then you can see the checkout there. But when you jump in, I'll come down here just for navigation purposes to give a good lay of the land. I'm going to click over on offers, and then scrolling through here, we have your different programs or different courses that are already in here, and these are technically they're referred to as products. So these are the different products that we have in here in this location, and you can see the price. And we don't use this actually to enroll people, but if you did want to, you could connect your a Stripe. Like if this is something that you wanted to sell to people, you can connect your Stripe directly through here, and you could actually use this as a gateway for selling it. So if you want to do that, that's definitely an option, and I can kind of walk you through exactly what that looks like. So from this point, we have our memberships, offers. I'm going to go ahead and just create an offer here. You do your title, and then the you can, based off of your offers are going to be tied to a product. So you have your product, and then your what is how do we sell that product? How do we deliver that product? And for the sake of this, we'll just select TikTok, and we'll do test, and then you put your price in there, and you put it whatever it is. If you have it at free, it's not going to cost anybody anything to get. If you do put your price, obviously you're going to want to connect your your PayPal or your Stripe in order to do that. Now let's just open this up. Here's something that we already have in there, and kind of give you an idea of what this looks like. So what an offer looks like. So this is how people would access it. Let's say, for example, you're like, hey, I have this. I want people to enroll in my course. How do I go about doing that? You just take this, and this is the link that they would be able to purchase this and or just sign up. So if this is free, all they would have to do to access this is going to be plug in their email and plug in their name, and then go ahead and hit submit. And there you go, you're off to the races. They get instant access. They're going to be emailed their password to be able to log in, and they're going to be enrolled right away directly in there. Now, if they're paying, if it is a paid product, same kind of process. They're still going to be emailed in a password and login, but then it will ask them for money after this page, and then they can plug in their, and then it will redirect them to the actual membership page as well. So you have your products that we're working with, your price, and then your stats and stuff there. And let's see, if you have something that's already created and you want to change it, you can do that here. So title, name, description of it, your product image, you can edit your price, you can have it on draft or publish right here. And then there's this right here. This is kind of like a bundle. So if you wanted to combine multiple products together, this is where you could do that. You could add a product. So again, we're kind of backing out, like there's an offer that you can use as a gateway, and then you can add in as many products as you want on that. So let's say, for example, you have like you have a home buying course, you have a home selling course, and you have a refinance course or whatever it may be, or like an Airbnb investors course. So you can add in each product here. So I want to combine this, I'm going to combine this, and I want to combine this into one main offer. So people can buy that main core offer. You can set the price, and they'll instantly get access to all of those different products that you have included in that offer. So maybe you just want to do one standalone, offer for one specific course, or you want to bundle some things up and you want to have a separate offer for those. From here, you can actually do upsells as well. So if you have, an introductory thing, and then you want to say, hey, so you're looking to, sell your home. Here's, a, upsell for this or whatever it may be. You can grab your link right here. So this is a direct link to your checkout. Again, that's going to take you over to, I'll pop this in here. Give it a quick peek. So there's your link there. Same thing as before, just a different place to access it. You can go back and edit your checkout too from this portion here. Let me back that up just so we have some context, because this is, so we're in our offers again. So we have our offer, then we are in the edit mode, and then we're editing our checkout. So this is what what this link looks like, and there's some functionality here that we can get to by clicking here. We can adjust our offer details, so we can change our title, we can change our banner. So our banners, what they see up here. You can change a bunch of different stuff here. You can keep it slim. Let's say you want to add in, rather than having this image, that poster image, you want to put in a video, which is like an explainer video, where it says, hey, thanks for coming to this place here. Here's a little bit more about what you're looking at. You're going to click here, provide your email, provide your name. This is free. You're going to get emailed your password, your login, and you're going to be redirected to to the training area. Go ahead and save this. So you can, if you want to add in a video there, this is a great way to do that. And it's just kind of an opportunity to, connect or explain or whatever it may be. So not necessary, but you most certainly can add in a video there. That is probably one of the most useful things on this portion of the edit page that you can do. And if you do want to have a banner, click on that and it will add in a banner. Extra contact information. So right in here's a slimmed down email and name. If you want to collect an address and a phone number, you can click on that. And boom, you're starting to get all that information right there. So you could do that. And then service agreement, if you have some sort of contract or whatever it is, you can say, hey, I want to make sure that, or terms of service or whatever, you can make sure that they agree to that before accessing this information. So for example, if you're doing some sort of home buyer course, you're like, hey, this is, you can have a disclaimer or whatever it is. Hey, this is just educational purposes. This is not meant to be whatever it is. So if you want to do that, you can. It's up to you for whatever you're doing, but this is where we go ahead and put that there. So that is quite a bit of information. So again, we are in the offers, the products, edit, and then edit checkout. So that's how we get there. So a lot of good stuff there. It's kind of a little bit hidden in regards to that. Now, analytics, I'll just touch on this really quickly while we're here. Course progress and assessment. You can have tests and stuff, quizzes inside the membership area, and you can also see how far along people are in your programs and if they're testing on things. So a good kind of like use case for this is like, so another use case, if you have employees and you have them training on certain things, you can use this to train your employees. You can create your own course on how to do X, Y, and Z, or you have your standard operating procedures, your new hire stuff, and have a test. You can create a quiz on how to do that. Really quickly, I'll just go touch on that and show you what I'm talking about here. So create a category, quiz. So we're going to add a assessment right here and test. And this is where we would plug in our questions on, hey, this is the confirmation whether or not they met the criteria to qualify for whatever it is, or they answer the questions right. You can set your passing grade. This quiz requires a passing grade. Yes, that passing grade is going to be 85%. Congrats. You passed, you failed, take it again. And here's where you add in the questions. Question 1, you can do multiple choice, single choice, multiple choice, whatever you want there. Add choices, add explanation, add more questions. So you can get really granular with all of this stuff here. So if you do want to test people on certain things, information, content, employees, you want to give, a new home buyer an opportunity to test their information that they've done, say, hey, if you do this, you get a certificate for blankety blank, whatever it is. So that's how you would use that functionality there if you wanted to put that into place. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete this because it's not something I need right now. And so there you go, guys. Hopefully that is helpful. And let me see if we have anything else that we should cover while we're here. Sorting information. So you can move around the order of things while you're in here. So if you want something to show higher up in the process there. There's also a functionality in here where you can have some sort of like social engagement and things where you can have your users commenting on videos, engaging. So it's if you do want to do that, you can add this in for whatever you want. So if I'm going to say, I want it on this product, but not that product. I want conversations to be on this post or that, and then you can see this. So this is honestly, I don't use this feature myself. We use different communities, Facebook groups to engage with people, so you can have another place to engage and ask questions. But if you didn't, if you weren't directing people there and you wanted people to have the opportunity to ask questions or stuff directly in there, you could do so using that functionality there. So there you have it, guys. Dashboard, products, offers, analytics, and settings. That's how you make a membership site. That's how you build one out. Everything from A to Z, content and everything. As always, if you have questions or need help with anything, feel free to reach out. Let's rock and roll.